TGR News, broadcasting from the State of Israel.
Welcome back to TGR News.
Hello, hello.
Well, in this episode, we're going to talk about all the new things that's happening between Israel and Iran, and the coalition almost failed this week and should have failed by the promises of one of the party members of the coalition. But before we get into all that, let's do what we always do, which is thank you guys, because really, thank you so much. Another week. This has now been over a year now. Every week, families have been receiving, no matter what, rain, sleet, and snow, like they say in the U.S. Postal Service. Every week, families have been receiving their food donations directly from you guys. We thank you so much, and they thank you so much. It is such a wonderful, beautiful, and amazing thing that we're doing here together. I'll take a moment to say that we're always looking how to grow and move forward, and it's only fair that we tell you guys what our plans are. We like you know last week we've already grown again, more families that we're helping every week, and once we take on a family, we do not we do not stop. That's it. Every week they get their food for their entire family. But what we're looking to grow always, because as they say, if you're not moving forward, then you're probably moving backwards.
Exactly.
And we're definitely moving forwards in this ministry with your guys' help. I've been looking into places like little warehouses that are ground floor so that I can bring in big piles of food easily from delivery trucks. For about $2,500 a month, we can get a place, and when I get up to probably about get to about 50 families, or even less actually, it balances out because by the time you add in how much you can save by buying in bulk, it gets to be even cheaper per family. So that's our next move. That's what we're looking at with the help of you guys. It'll be about $2,500 a month to get the place, and then of course the large orders of food. But that's just the plans, just to let you guys know. But it's an amazing thing we're doing here together with the partnership with you guys, feeding these wonderful, beautiful, and in desperate need, all these families that we're doing here together. So thank you so much. They thank you.
Yeah.
And they're not here to thank you, so I have to thank you for them. They say it every week, and I always tell them where it's coming from. So God bless all of you, and thank you so much. So let's get into it.
Yeah.
Now that the world knows that President Putin is in bad health and is looking like he will be passing on fairly soon, it looks like almost, it puts this Ukrainian war into a whole new context. It makes you realize a lot of things and actually makes it a lot scarier. Apparently, he felt like this was going to be his way to leave with a bang.
Yeah.
Literally, with a bang.
Exactly.
So now, putting this into the equation, the question is now faced with failure. What is he capable of doing now that he's faced with failure? You know, now that you put this whole thing all together, like I said, into the equation. If this is his last big bang thing he wants to do,
Yeah.
you know, when you're looking at not being here for very long, it changes your perspective and your decision making and everything.
Yeah.
So who knows? It's a whole new thing, you know. It's serious because more and more now. It's been going on for a while, but it's almost a fact now because so many doctors and so many people that have been in contact with him are coming out and saying, yes, he's I think it's leukemia. No, I think it's some blood cancer of the blood.
Yeah.
It's a serious situation that he's facing, which is we don't even want to speculate how horrible, how more horrible the situation can get in Ukraine. Wow. Well, let's get back to Israel. At the beginning of the week, 2 scientists died in Iran. Now, one of them was a rocket scientist, and the other scientist was a nuclear plant scientist. And the nuclear plant scientist, he's also the scientist that works in furthering and getting the military drones better capabilities and just making their drones better. Iran gave ridiculous reasons for their death. This means that these two scientists were killed by Iran for some reason. One of them, they said he fell off of his balcony.
Yeah.
I mean, this is supposed to be a very smart
Suicide or
man. And
suicide,
first they said he
suicide.
fell off, and then they said maybe he committed suicide.
Yeah.
So what it looks like is the Iranians probably thought that these guys were either or not doing their job right, and they decided to make a example out of them, or they thought maybe. Yeah, because they know that Israeli Mossad, our intelligence, gets lots of information, and maybe they thought these were the guys that were working with us. But it's obvious that they had them
It's
executed.
there. Yeah. Usually when it's not there, they say right away, Israel.
Israel. But as soon as they come out with these ridiculous reasons,
Yeah,
he fell off
something.
the balcony, he tripped down the stairs,
Yeah. President Biden did not come for his scheduled visit.
oh my.
Now it is delayed till the end of the month, this month. It looks like he is trying to make some sort of summit meeting between Israel and U.S. and Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, Saudi Arabia, yeah. That's what it looks like. That's what he's trying to, that's what he's been talking about. So, I mean, it just seems like that's what he's trying to head for. Maybe he's trying to make his Abraham's Accord like President Trump did. Who knows what his plans are? You never know. But whatever it is, it's probably not good for us.
Yeah.
That's one thing you can be sure of. And the fact that he didn't show up last week, and if you remember last week, he threatened not to come because if we passed that 4,000 houses being built in Judea and Samaria, which, by the way, there's a lot of new news going on there. We'll get into it.
Yeah.
It was, for me, it was a good news that he decided not to come. But
In our news, in Israeli news, they say he wasn't ready. He needs to prepare more for the meeting with the Saudi
well, when
Arabia.
you're senile and you don't know what
So-
you're talking about, and you don't know where you're at, and you don't know what's going on, it does take probably a little bit more time,
Yeah.
Just because we don't like the guy, don't mean you can't. He's still an old man who's dealing with some medical issues. We could try to be, better Christians and better people, and well, never mind. On the mainstream primetime news, they gave us a small peek into the Israeli cyber division. I thought it was amazing. It was in Israeli news in Hebrew. Without showing the location, you see how deep they are underground. It was super deep underground, and how they can hack into Iranian nuclear plants and all other threats that Israel's facing all the time. They talked about how they never underestimate the enemy and always act as if they've missed something. That's their sort of their motto.
Yeah.
The enemy's stronger than we think, and when you think the job is done and you found everything, you probably missed something. Go back, do it again. It's a good way. It's a good way of working.
Yeah.
In connection to this, I thought there was something amazing that they did. It was really amazing. I was so happy to hear it. All governments who care about their people should do this. In connection to that piece on the cyber division, that on the same primetime news episode, I found it very pleasing to hear that the Israeli government used the airtime to ask the Israeli public to change the way they use the internet. They used a car seat belt as an example. They're talking about how we changed our habits using seatbelts. We understand that it's safer to wear your seatbelt. It's just an example they used. But what they did is they tried to tell people to change their habits on using their internet habits.
Yeah.
And they brought up specifically Facebook, TikTok, Instagram. All this personal information people have somehow gotten used to putting out to the world for free. Information used to cost money. Now it's free. You can have personal info. You can pick a person, type in their name, and I'll tell you where they live, what they do,
What their salary even. Everything.
most likely their salary, what their hobbies are, what they usually go, because they're putting the pictures up all the time. You could tell they have certain habits and certain ways they usually go to a hike on the weekend with the kids or whatever.
Yeah.
You could tell everything about people. And I thought it was amazing that the government used this.
Many people don't think about how much information they just give up just by posting things online.
Yeah.
They don't think about it. So it's good government finally start addressing these issues and talk about it. Think what you're doing. A new development on the shores of Israel. Hezbollah is threatening to attack offshore gas platform. They say that the gas rig is in their territory. This is ridiculous seeing how it is west of Haifa, many kilometers from Lebanon.
Yeah, many kilometers
It's not
south.
even close to them. And
Yeah, if you remember, we did a video of Rosh Nikra, right on the shoreline, the very furthest northern border where it gets to Lebanon. And that is a very long ways north from Haifa. You can't see Haifa. It's so far north, it's from Haifa. So it's just, I don't understand. But it's just like they're always looking for problems and reasons to fight and reasons to blah, 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 and they make
Yeah.
an issue about everything, It really is ridiculous. And this gas rig was making its way from, I think it was Thailand or something. It's been on its way for about 3.5, 4 weeks by sea, and it's almost made it. And the Hezbollah said if they stop and start drilling there, they're gonna start bombing it or shooting rockets at it or something. But who knows? Who knows? Now we're gonna have to start using the Iron Dome out at sea.
yeah.
We know that Iran has been very active in trying to entice Israelis to Turkey, where they have the freedom to move around. Now they have put cells in place in Thailand to do the same. Now Israelis are under warning in Thailand to be careful because Iranian terrorist cells are trying to hunt them down and catch them. I heard on the news when they talked about it, they talked to an Israeli family that was in Thailand
Yeah.
when they got this information, and with the real thick Israeli accent. And Israelis stick out even if they don't even talk. And they said, "Yeah, well, we just won't
just talk-
speak Hebrew. We'll just speak in English."
Exactly.
Yeah, with that big, thick Israeli accent. Yeah, no one will know. Yeah, you blend right in.
Yeah. It's always stupid people, I'm sorry, but they are stupid. When they told you it's dangerous, come home.
Yes.
Dangerous, come home. It's gonna be okay. It's a very Israeli thing to say it's gonna be okay. We have in Hebrew this
Yeah.
sentence, "Yeh beseder." Everything's gonna be okay.
Yeah.
And it's just ignorance. It just I don't know, stupidity in my opinion.
In the end, everything's gonna be okay. If it ain't okay, it's just not the end yet.
Yeah.
It was, for a great example of what you're talking about, was about, I think it was about 5 or 6 years ago, Israel had told the Israeli public to stop going to the Sinai, down to Egypt, where a lot of people like to go. It's a really beautiful area down in the desert there on the Red Sea, south of Eilat, into the Egyptian territory. And sure enough, it was only a couple months later, and I think there was two hotels got bombed, and a whole bunch of Israelis got killed. And like you said, the government tells them not to go, and it'll be okay. But
Yeah.
hey, the government can only do what their best, right?
Yeah.
On Monday, the Knesset had to vote on the Judea and Samaria Law. Now, this is very serious, what we're going to talk about here. This is a reoccurring law, usually passed automatically with no problems. It's just a in and out kind of thing, which keeps the Israeli citizens living in that area of the country, Judea and Samaria, legal. Gidon Sa'ar, which is the head of the New Hope Party, threatened all week that if this doesn't pass, then he will break up the coalition. Now he was threatening that all week because of how serious this law is. Gidon Sa'ar was the Knesset member who used to be Likud, broke out from Likud to be against Bibi, and ran on this last elections, just saying anything but Bibi. That was his campaign. That was it. Anything but Bibi, and he had enough votes to be in the coalition, this wonderful coalition of ours that we have right now.
Yeah.
And so he was threatening all week to break this up if it didn't pass on Monday. Well, Monday, so when the time came and in the Knesset to vote, most of the Arab members of the coalition were not even present. And the few that were there voted against it, obviously,
Surprise. Yeah.
including all the Arab Knesset members that Prime Minister Bennett paid with billions, all collectively, billions of shekels to stay in the coalition. Foreign Affairs Minister and soon-to-be Prime Minister Lapid literally stood up and clapped and had a smile on his face when the bill didn't pass. Right? On Tuesday, Gideon Sar already started backing out of his promise of breaking up the coalition. He said, "We won't give Bibi the present of the gift of breaking up the coalition." Well, already backing out of it. But let me talk about this law. What this law is all the people who live in Judea and Samaria, which people call settlements,
Yeah.
right? Which is not a settlement; it's because it's Israel.
It's
Yeah. This law has to pass every 5 years to keep them Israeli citizens.
Yeah.
Now that it didn't pass, it's a domino effect. First, the police don't have authority in that area, so there is no more enforcing of laws like traffic laws if someone's driving crazy or anything.
Yeah.
It all has to be done by military.
Yeah.
Second, they don't have any rights to any national health stuff. You're here in
Health
Israel.
insurance and
Here in Israel, the health program is amazing. Everyone's taken care of. Well, they're not anymore. Second, if they ever do go in, if something happens and someone gets caught doing something illegal, they go to military court and military jail. It's a horrible situation. They don't, all the stuff the government gives, they don't get anymore.
Yeah.
They're not Israelis, basically.
Yeah.
This is a serious deal. And if something doesn't happen soon, I don't know what the future of all that's over 1 million people. Israel-loving, very patriotic people, because the people that live there are always going to, you can count, they're very patriotic. They love this country. All of their kids, all of them are usually, at minimum, infantry combat soldiers, if not more.
I love these people so much.
They're the real deal. So this is a serious situation. We have many friends that live out in those areas. It's a very serious situation that has to be fixed quick. And the only way I can see how it can be fixed is if somehow we get rid of this coalition and get a real right-wing government back in control. These Arabs, they keep getting billions of shekels from Prime Minister Bennett just so that he can stay in his seat and call himself Prime Minister. I just don't understand. I just don't understand how. There's a lot I don't understand.
No, I agree with you 100%.
This is very serious.
Yeah. And that's, again, it shows how this coalition is dangerous for Israel. And we have to
Fix it.
Fix it, yeah.
Fix it. We got to fix it.
Fall it down, how you say, in Hebrew.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see what's gonna next week bring.
Hopefully.
On Tuesday night, a 20-year-old Arab woman was blown up in her car. She was the daughter of the deputy mayor of Shfar'am, which is
Arab city.
Her father had to stand and watch his daughter burn to death in her car. The reason for this crime is that the Arabs in their town did not like how she and her father were talking about the Arab criminal element.
Yeah, they were speaking out.
And how it
they were speaking out against the problems that they're having in the Arab community. And could you imagine being a father and having to watch your daughter burned to death in a car? She's 28 years old. She was active against all the problems that's happening in the Arab sector. Wow, this just goes to show you the Arabs they just don't have any respect for anything. I mean, just because they didn't like what this girl, it's not like she was other than just speaking and making talking out against it, trying to wake people up, that just scared them so much that they had to do something this drastic and this horrible.
And I heard the left-wing people say that, we should give them more money to this authority, to authority of the city.
And then it wouldn't happen.
It's not.
What does that have to do with anything?
Yeah, we have to take care of it. Our police, our army, or whatever, police usually, we have to take care of this criminal situation in Arab cities. We just have to take care of it. And more money won't help.
No, of course not.
No.
Of course not. You don't fix crime with money. You don't go to a neighborhood in any country, in America or any country, and have a problematic neighborhood where there's lots of crime and say the best thing for that is just give them money.
Yeah.
Give them money and then the crime will go away. You put more money in that
And criminal families.
element, there'll be more crime.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, you got anything you want to add to this? Take a minute.
No, not this week.
And then you're going to say something?
I always do that, right? Well, yes, I have to say.
Okay, so since you don't have anything to say, let's hear what it is.
I'm telling you that I want to tell you thank you again for all your help, and also I know we promise you to make another videos about going out and do
Yes.
show you our beautiful country and the history and everything. We're just very, very busy.
Our schedules have been crazy.
Yeah, but we
keeping up with
promise you we're on top of it, and
We're
we'll
going to do it
soon.
Absolutely. We do not forget it.
Yes.
Absolutely. Hopefully, maybe we can get Jerry Golden, my father, out to a video, get him back in front of the camera.
Yes, we're trying.
We'll try. Yeah, we've just been so busy. That's a good point. Glad you said that because it's true. We will be doing it. So, like we end every week, if you haven't yet and you want to join any part of this ministry, you can go down below all these videos. Any video on our YouTube channel, you have links to the Patreon, or you have links to our support page, or you can always just go to the internet and type in thegoldenreport.com and join us there. So until next week,
Shabbat shalom.
God bless.